Hello and welcome to oNiD Racing. This is season 3 of the Rookie League. My name is Jimbo Mancy and I'm currently joined by a couple of people this evening for the first round. Firstly, Drive Through Dave. How is it going?
Hello. Very good, thank you. How you doing, mate?
Good. Yeah, not bad. Looking forward to this.
Good.
Also very tense, seeing as this is my first time streaming an oNiD event and just wanting everything to go absolutely fine. And as if there wasn't enough pressure, I am joined by our imperious leader, Mr. Johnny Ashley. Hello, mate.
Good evening, how are we?
All good. As I say, completely calm and not sweating or worrying about anything for this. I'm sure everything will be absolutely fine. And looking forward to it. Season 3, it seems to have feels like an age ago that we sort of put the ideas together.
It's been ridiculous. Really, season 3 already. I remember setting up the first one, and seeing how we get on and seeing if we can fill the leagues. And safe to say they've been popular since we began them.
So other than obviously you being here for us, enjoying the sound of your voice, you have a purpose, which is a wonderful feeling in life.
Thanks.
And that is really just sort of to drop in and tell us, what Rookies is, why we set it up, what our intentions are going forward, and obviously, a bit of your brainchild, really. So the stage is yours, Johnny.
Oh, where to begin? I think the Rookies kind of started off as it was always something that we wanted to do, because we are a community that kind of is open to all. We're not a super sweaty community. We like to have everyone of all abilities come and race with us. So it was kind of a place that we wanted to start a series where, if guys that come in wanting to race in GT3s, they wouldn't have to worry about jumping into our Sunday series and be racing some of the quicker guys in oNiD straight away, because it can be quite daunting, especially if it's your first league. So we came together and we had an idea of a rookie league. So we planned out the rookie league, and in my head it was I wanted it to be different to what other places had been doing or what I'd seen, or I'd actually taken part in a rookie league in another community, and I was like, okay, I want something different. I want to be able to offer something different. So we came up as a group and we kind of said, well, why don't we have like a coaching team that's going to be there each week, and drivers can come and talk to, and they'll be, experienced sim racers, guys that are, the quick end of our main Sunday championship. And it just kind of evolved from there. And then we had our first year kind of coaching teams, and the first series went really, really well. And it's, I took part in season 2. Granted, I'm not really a rookie, but there's lots of things that people are still learning, and this is what it's about. Yes, it is called a rookie league and a rookie championship, but it spans from guys that are quite quick and naturally quick to guys that are just picking up the game for the first time or picking up racing games for the first time. So we've got quite a nice little mix, 3 classes. So there's always someone to race. And I've always said it's just because you've been sim racing for maybe 18 months, 2 years, 3 years, you can still be classed as a rookie if you're not confident in how to set up a car, not confident of what you have to do to make the car go quicker, or you might not be comfortable enough to go out there and just learn tracks, and you could be just doing hot laps. You're not confident enough to go and race against other people. So it was a brave thing to do, I think, from all of us. It was kind of like see how it goes. But here we are in season 3, and we've got another 40 people signed up. I think we had 40 odd last time round and 35 for the first season. So it's a popular season.
Yeah, and obviously I've been fortunate enough to have you come to me and ask me to be one of the coaches. And I've got to be honest, it has probably developed my driving and racing as well, because I spend a lot of time doing the track guides that we put on YouTube. And when I'm doing them, I'm trying to, I suppose I learn more. I pick up more from just doing the laps, and I figure out things because I'm taking the time to try and understand it and see it as they would see it. And obviously this season we've gone with the track guides with a lot more information. So we have a slower lap where I talk through the lap, where to position the car, what gear you would be in, where your braking points are, your turning points and things like that. Just quickly as well, obviously the first video has gone up for round 1, and there's been some positive comments on there as well. People seem to really be enjoying them.
Yeah, it's an important thing for us. We always want to be different. We always want to offer something more, and you can go out and get track guides, and you can pay money for track guides. But if you're part of a league, that comes as a package. So we do it. We don't make anything from it. We don't charge people for it. It's all a free service.
What do we not? I've been waiting for the cheque to come through the post.
Waiting a long bloody time. So yeah, like I said, we don't make anything. It's all part of the service that we provide at oNiD. And this year we've actually gone a step further with the coaching side in oNiD, and off the back of the success of the rookies, we now offer coaching to anyone that needs it. If the track guides go up on YouTube for anyone to use. We have dedicated channels where guys can come in if they're not sure about a car or setting a car up, or not sure about a track or where they should be braking. There's dedicated channels for the whole of oNiD now to go in and ask questions, and we've got quite a big coaching team that spans across all the games and all the sims that we race. So Dave and Jimbo, you guys are coaches for ACC, and we've got Matt and WVO as well, and a few others. Will Dendy's jumped in and he said he's going to help out with some coaching. And
a real life race driver. That's
it's an actual real life GT4 driver. It's quite incredible, and he was more than happy to be involved. And then we span across like Assetto Corsa and Automobilista 2, and I cover Automobilista 2. I'm pretty handy at that. So if people want to ask questions about that, they can come to me, or
nice
if they want to ask questions. But if they want to go to Assetto Corsa, they can go to Adam. And it's not just setting up the cars or the tracks. You might need help setting up the game. How to get it running properly so you can get the best out of your driving. And that's what the Rookie League has done. It's actually improved each season and got bigger and bigger, and it's great to see.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to. I know some communities I've been in before. You have a league that is just continuous and repetitive, and it has great traction and pace to begin with, and then slowly people sort of like dwindle away, and eventually you see the league doesn't exist anymore. And that's one of the big things for me within oNiD is being involved in a community where things are just changing constantly. We're always looking for the next thing to do, the next season. I mean, I'm sure you don't mind me saying that we're 3 rounds into our Sunday multi-class league and we're already planning the next one. So, and it's going to be different. Again, there are going to be aspects of it that are different. Obviously, we've got plenty of events going on. So, aside from the rookies and our Sunday multi-class, Johnny, what else is happening in oNiD?
So we've got GT4 Championship starting on Tuesday, with the wonderful Willie Blackhammer at the helm. So we have that on Tuesdays. That's been a staple since oNiD started. That's always been there. We've ventured into single spec GT4, but GT4s is our Tuesday league. Always is, always will be. I think they're great fun to race. We've got, obviously we span into Jimmy Broadbent as well. We look after all these events, and we've got the 2.4 series starting tomorrow. With 59 teams registered for a 5-round series, so
that's incredible.
That's going to be quite amazing. It's going to be difficult to manage, and it'll be interesting, but that's also going to be live on stream, with myself and Adam doing the and guests doing the comms on that. We've also, in the Jimmy stuff, we've also got a Assetto Corsa NASCAR league that's been running on Wednesday nights. Which is going really well. Some of the guys are really enjoying that, and the NASCAR mod for Assetto Corsa is as near on damn it as you'll get to a NASCAR. It's absolutely brilliant. So they've been doing that, and then we've got other things coming up. We've got stuff in the pipeline, like you said. We've got the next Sunday league already planned out, pretty much ready to go, and we've got the likes of Automobilista 2. There'll be championships coming on that very soon. And of course, the big announcement this week with the new tracks coming to ACC. So we've got 3 American tracks. We assume they're going to be Indy, Watkins, and Circuit of the Americas. Personally, I love American tracks, so I'm really excited. What about you two? Are you excited?
Yeah, I think so. There are a few American circuits that I do like, and there are a few that I don't. So
you're going to love a bit of Watkins, though, Dave, aren't you?
I do, yeah. I'm a bit of a sucker for Watkins short, actually, rather than the full track. But yeah, the GP is pretty good. Yeah, there's some big names on that list, so excited to see what's coming.
Yeah, I'm the same. It's 3 new tracks, isn't it? And good tracks as well. They all offer something completely different. So the one thing I do love about American tracks is there seems to be a plethora of elevation changes. So setting the cars up for them is going to be really, really fun, especially Indy, because coming out onto the banking, that run from coming out onto the banking all the way up to turn 1 is massive. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm really looking forward to it. And ACC always do such a fantastic job with getting them ready.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They do all the laser scan tracks and what they do to get it. You know, even during COVID, they still managed to go and laser scan in Malur, and they're pretty much spot on.
They are.
You're racing some sims and they're a bit not quite right, but Leland's could not seem to really get them spot on.
So you may be able to hear in the background now the noises of the circuit and some cars. So qualifying has started. So let's jump over live to the Hungaroring. So yeah, round 1, Hungary, a very difficult track. Difficult for one reason in particular. We couldn't have a better person joining us in the commentators booth for this. You already know. So Dave, tell us.
No, it's not too bad here. I know what you're going to say. You're going to say track limits.
Yeah, I would say turn 4. I believe it's.
Yeah, going wide on turn 4. Yeah, for sure. Is it turn 5 straight after it as well? The left-hander.
Yes. No, that's so. Turn 4 is the left as you fly up over the curb, and then 5 is the awful right-hander with the auto spin curb on the inside.
I'm thinking of turn 3 then as well, because obviously you can take that. There's that curb on the inside that you can take quite heavily, but if you take a little bit too much, it just really unsettles the car.
So turn 3 is the fast right with really high curb on the inside, and it just throws you out to the left.
It's quite easy to go wide there as well, I think, if you're pushing it a little bit too hard, or if your setup's quite understeering.
Yeah, definitely a difficult track. Conditions are going to be dry for the race, and for qualifying it looks hot, 26 degrees air with a track temperature of 34 degrees.
Is this has this been set up to real life weather?
No, so not with this one.
No,
we've gone with the settings. So
okay.
the race should be taking place at 7 o'clock in the evening with a 45-minute race. There are no pit stops for this one. It is a straight lights to flag race. So the guys are going to have to look at managing their tyres, making sure they've got enough fuel in, and staying out of trouble being the biggest one.
Yeah, they're going to have to look at the tyre pressures as well if they're qualifying at 12 o'clock with it being 34 track temperature. I imagine that temperature is going to go quite far down, to be honest. We'll see quite a few degree drop.
Yeah, it looks like the race starts at sort of sunset, and obviously once that sun disappears, the temperatures will come down quite significantly.
Pretty quickly, yeah.
Johnny, what do you think of Hungary? Enjoy it?
It's one of my favourite. One of my favourites, and probably a very underutilised track. I think it's brilliant. You don't see too many people do endurance races around it. I think it deserves more credit than it gets. Really, I really enjoyed it. I raced the GT4s there last week in the eval, and had a really strong finish. And yeah, I just love it. I think it's one of them flowing tracks that if you get it spot on, it's a really good track.
Yeah, Yeah, it is, and I think it's a great multi-class racetrack as well, because the GT4s, once the tyres are up to temperature, they can kind of hold their own through the corners. So we just had a follower. I just heard Murray in the background, so thank you to whoever's following. I'm currently very busy watching the qualifying with ACC director in the background, trying to make sure I don't miss anything.
I'll keep on top of that. I think it was a steamed bambino.
Nice.
Nice.
Good name.
Love it.
Oh, Adam's here.
Oh no.
So obviously we've got some drivers that will be in the chat, because the way it works with qualifying is we have 3 classes. We have the AMs who go out first. They are the ones with the red number next to their name that you can see on the leaderboard. After them, in their first 10 minutes, it will be the silvers, which funnily enough are the ones with a grey, silvery kind of colour next to their number. And then the pros. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? We've got another one, another follower. I can hear Murray again in the background. The pros will go out for the final 10 minutes. They are the guys with the white box next to their name with their number in.
That's Smiley792. Thank you very much for the follow.
Excellent, excellent. So let's jump on board with Simmer. So he's currently got the fastest lap, and at the moment is half a second up on that.
Really tough this part of the track, because it's so flowing. You can be half a second up going into it, and you can lose a lot of time. You know, and that corner there he's just gone through, easy to run wide and invalidate your lap. So really critical part of the lap, this one, and he's 7/10 clear at the minute.
Yeah, you can just see his steering inputs there having to sort of correct as he's going through the corners. Tyres maybe not up to optimum temperatures just yet. Oh, big slide there coming out of the second to last corner as well, but still half a second up. So he is going to improve. You'll see him across the line. 1:47.3. So let's jump on with Kuipers. He's currently 1.2 up.
Quick shout out to Stevie B, who is in the race. He's just subscribed for the 3rd month in a row.
Is he asking for his own shout outs now?
No, I'm just giving him one.
So Kuipers crosses the line. He improves by 1.1 seconds and moves up to 5th. Oh, we've got a Bentley, Johnny. We've got a Bentley.
Oh, funny enough, I play pool on a Wednesday night with Sam. So who do you think told him to go in the Bentley?
Ah, right. Okay. So he's just crossed the line there with an improvement. Further down.
Is it the only Bentley?
I believe so. Bentley's not getting the love anymore.
Not even. It's not, because I'm not even driving it.
No, you know there's something wrong if Johnny Ashley's not in his Buzz and Hornets Bentley. We don't have copyright, do we? On here? Well, Buzz and Hornets is fine, wasn't it? Because it was the cover of Benson and Hedges. Now I've said that, we are screwed.
Yeah, now you've buggered it.
So Kuipers currently just under 3 tenths up. And another follower. Murray's off again.
Rocketman 123. Thanks for the follow.
Oh, I didn't realise Elton John was a ACC fan. Oh, so Page improving again. 1.4, 1.5 seconds up. So it looks like he's getting... Oh, he's a bit wide through there, but getting more and more used to the car. Still over a second up at the moment. These guys have just over 2 minutes left to qualifying. So there'll be... Last couple of laps, he's invalidated surely coming out of there.
Yeah,
I would think so.
So Simmer is on pole at the moment with a 47.3.
Just to quickly interject, the last
Nice,
two followers
nice choice
we've
of
got put us over 600 followers on Twitch now. So thank you, everyone.
Very nice.
So just to give you an idea from the Rookies Leagues, looking on SGP, we have our lap records So our current fastest lap is by Mr. Ryan Davies with a 1:45.3. So the guys have got a little bit of a way to go to start threatening that, but the track is only fast at the moment, so maybe we'll see that beaten by the pros when they come out if the track does go to optimum.
Yeah, we'd expect to see quite a vast improvement once the track goes to optimum, I think. It's quite easy to get the back end out still if you're pushing and it's still a fast track.
So let's take a look what we've got going on elsewhere. So Van der Molen is a second up. Oh, but that is an invalidation, so we've sniped him and ruined his lap. Who's next? Who's next? Ricardo Torn. I'm going to call him Ricardo. I don't even know what his first name is, but I assume that Ricardo goes. Well, that sounds similar, but it goes with the surname, doesn't it? You've got Adam, who did British names when he was previously streaming. Oh, and that's an invalidation as well. So I'm just going to make up first names. Yeah, I think with the track on fast, it could be that they're struggling for the grip through that corner. So that lap is done for him. We've got Gora in a wonderful oNiD liveried Lexus. He is starting a flying lap now and already 2 temps up nearly.
Adam in the chat has just said that Remco Torn is actually Richard Thorne.
Of course. I kind of miss Adam. I was a bit worried about doing tonight. It was easy when he was here because I just sort of jumped in and spoke about what I saw.
We've got the Silvers heading out now.
Oh, yeah. So
there's only one left out on track, I believe,
and that is Gora.
Well, we've got Haskell, who must have crossed the line just before the 20 minutes, but he is in the middle of the...
He's done. There's no way that it's taken him 25 seconds to get round turn 1.
So it's just Gora then for see if he can get pole from Seema then.
Yep, and he is up. He is 3 temps, 2 temps. So he's close. He is close. Can he get through here? He's a little bit wide there. And he's lost the time. He's lost 2 temps just through missing the apex there. Down to the final few corners. Again, he's wide, and that is the lap. Unless he can make something magic through the final couple of corners. No. Oh, I don't know. He's getting there. He's had a good exit. What can he do through the final corner? Oh, the car snaking all over the place, and the lap is done. Oh, asking a little bit too much of the car. So, as he was in the chat, let's take a look at Mr. Adam D and his wonderful Racing Stronger livery. Johnny, just before the fast lap start, Racing Stronger, one of the many partners of oNiD Racing, and something that you and Adam put together.
Yeah, so Racing Stronger, for those who don't know, it's a service that sim racers and like-minded racers can come and join. It's to support mental health. So it's not a place where we offer kind of any. It's not Samaritans and things like that, but it's just a place for like-minded people to go and have a chat if they struggle with their mental health. Go and have a chat. We've got a Discord server. You can go to racingstronger.com, join the Discord server. There's lots of people in there. There's plenty of chat going on, and it's just for people who suffer, because mental health is a massive part of a lot of people's lives nowadays. An increase in mental health illnesses as well. So it's just a place. We set up some races with Racing Stronger. They're powered by oNiD, and me and Adam set it up, and we've got SGP involved. It's just a good place for people who suffer with mental health issues to go and have a chat and talk to people that suffer the same, and it's just a support network really. But yeah, it was really good. It was an Adam idea, and he came to me and said, I want to set this up, and do you want to be part of it? And it was a no-brainer. I worked in mental health for the best part of 7 years, so it was a no-brainer for me. And yeah, he's doing really good, and he's got plenty of people on board, and there's plenty of people over in the Discord. So yeah, if you want to talk to people and have a chat with people that suffer with mental health, then go to racingstronger.com.
Yeah, excellent, and a really, really brilliant idea, because just a common ground where everyone has something in common. a similarity, something they enjoy. And I think one of the big things is when you get to talk about something you enjoy it, sort of lifts the mood massively. So no, really great idea that you both have had there. So we've got the first lap in from De Vroid. He has gone in with a 46.6. Adam D is about to come into the final couple of corners, so let's just see him across the line. There's an oNiD Audi who's decided that he wants a nice seat to watch qualifying from. So Adam comes out the final corner, nice line through there, crosses the line and goes pole with a 46.3.
Oh God! If he gets pole, he'll never hear the end of it.
I'm going to leave that there. This
is one of the rare times that Adam's racing, and I'm not, so I can give him as much abuse as he gives me.
I am so pleased someone is using the Rowe liveried BMW because it looks fantastic.
Is it Rowe or Rover?
It's got to be Rowe, isn't it?
No, I think they're German, aren't they? I think
Is it Ricardo?
It's Remco.
Ah, okay, cool. Either
Lovely.
way, it looks fantastic. So let's just go into here, see what his steering inputs are like through the final couple of corners. Is he having to sort of control the rear of the M4? Looks very smooth out of there. And he's currently 1.5 seconds up. So this should be pole for Mr. Peters. It is a 1:45.2, so that's an incredible lap. And he's going to come into the pits and go straight back out. So jump on with Mr. Wolf, who has definitely the most colourful M4 livery.
It's a very nice looking. Yeah, it's a very nice looking M4. That is.
Do you know what that reminds me of? We're old enough to remember this. Do you remember Zap, the old TV program?
Ice lollies. Oh,
yeah,
what?
no. Well,
what were those ice lollies?
No, that was they were called Zaps as well, I think.
They were called Zaps, weren't they? Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it's okay. We'll go with both.
TV program.
We'll go with two different things.
But yeah, the TV program Zap, and it had like really weird colours, and I think that's why we're all sort of like thoroughly mental. From what we watched as kids growing up. So he crosses the line and goes into P2, 4 tenths off of Mr. Peters, as Adam D has dropped back into the pits. Who have we got on a lap?
Dan Hyde as well, who's knocking around in the M4.
He is. Dan Hyde, who hasn't uploaded his livery correctly.
No, I think he managed to upload Cammy's correctly, but not his.
Ah, okay.
Got a couple of guys in chat, a couple of questions here. One says, Element Future says, wouldn't it be better to have the track set to optimum for the rookies? Well, the answer to that is the track will develop over the weekend, essentially over the racing weekend. So it will start green, the more rubber that gets laid down, it will go to fast, and then eventually it will go to optimum. So it's not something really we can control, but it will get there. So I mean, we may see it go to optimum by the end of qualifying, which unfortunately for the AMs isn't great, but for the pros, you know, we may see that. But Kebab TV enjoys Zap Ice Lollies as well, definitely legendary. Van der Veen has given up with quali. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I noticed Heiko was in the Ferrari.
A lot of people giving our Wolf some love. Lots of our Wolf supporters.
So we get Mr. Taylor across the line. And he improves
like
to
struggling with the Ferrari.
P2.
I did tell him about that Ferrari.
I think the Ferrari has a very small handful of tracks that it is good at.
Right, we've been given some warning. We've got Mr. Kebab TTV. He is Zudu in the race. That's how you pronounce it. He said he's very nervous for his first proper race. There's nothing to worry about.
Zudu is how you pronounce it.
Zudu.
Sammy Zudu.
Sammy Zudu.
racing. I'll see that Adam's back out of the pits as well, so he must be pushing for. He wants to get towards the front of that silver class.
Yeah, we'll just take a look at Dan Hyde. He was improving, but every time I go to someone in that corner, they run wide. I need to stay clear. Ah, Mr. Fair. In the Audi.
Absolutely hammered that curb on the inside.
Yeah, tyre saving meter. Was terrified before the season started that someone was going to use 369 because he's based his whole livery around a giant 369 on the bonnet.
I might enter next week just in a 369 liveries and get in there first.
Yeah, nothing like your community owner just trying to upset everyone that races. Obviously he can't hear us as he's still 4 temps up and comes through the difficult right-hander where everyone seems to be running wide and looks planted through there. He's actually gained time, so he's over half a second up now into the final few corners. Looks for a bit of curb on the inside there. Watch the AstroTurf on the exit, and then a tricky couple of hairpins. Very easy to miss your braking point into there and lose the rear of the car. He looks like he's done a fine job around there. Now almost 7 temps up into the final corner. And gaining time still. Does he get a good clean exit? He does. 6 temps up. That is going to put him around 6th, 7th.
Very close to 6th, yeah.
Mr. Hyde still improving. How does he get on through the chicane? Plenty of curb in the BMW. Seems to be okay, but he has lost a lot of time in there, so it looks like he braked a little bit early. Now he's picking it up again.
Question in chat from Diesel TTV. He says, can anyone join these races and is it only GT3? Been thinking about trying ACC. I think you two are probably the best people to answer that.
I'll let Johnny answer that.
So anyone can join the Rookie League. Unfortunately, the sign-ups for this season have closed because obviously this is round 1. We generally try and keep it GT3 just because they're probably the easiest cars to learn for people new to the game. But it's definitely worth getting involved with. It's a great sim, and the racing in the Rookies is nothing but delightful. It has been over the last 2 seasons. So yeah, come and get yourself involved. They're only 6-round series, so 6 weeks' time we'll be ready to launch season 4. Fingers crossed if there's still a call for it. And you'll feel free to get involved, mate.
See Adam driving his lap with sheer bloody aggression in that Lexus, just hammering the curbs there, but looks fantastic. Oh no, a little bit too wide in that corner again. The track has now gone to optimum though, and looks like he's backed off there because he was sort of 3-4 temps up. Yeah, he's backed off a little bit.
Yeah,
however, Mr. Evans. Yeah, Mr. Evans is coming up fast behind him. Yeah, the pros will be out.
Pros are out, yep.
So Evans, 6 temps up, going into the final corner of the track, just going optimum at the right time for him. Can he make the most of it out of the final corner? Doesn't use as much of the track as he can, crosses the line though, and stays in P3. So that is qualifying.
We've got Mr. Bain at the front. He's going to be the one setting the first pro time.
I was going to be interested. I was going to ask you guys who do we think is going to be on pole position. We've got 7 minutes left to qualify, and these guys are all out there raring and ready to go. Who's going to get pole?
I feel like we have somewhat of an advantage having done the evaluation race with some of the guys, and I've also been sat watching through practice as well. I'm going to say, I don't want to say the obvious one. I'm going to go for Fiddy Zach, who he's in his 3rd season with us, isn't he? He's done all 3.
He has, yeah.
Oh,
I will go with the obvious one then, which was Mr. Drake Cruz. He was new, I think. I think last week was the first time we'd actually seen him in an evaluation race, and his pace was amazing.
And I think he doesn't do, but I think he's only 12 years old.
12, 13 years old.
Yeah, he's very quick for a lad of his age. I'm going to go outside shout. I'm going to go Cammy Sturge, our very own Cammy Sturge.
Yeah, so Cammy from Go for the Gap Racing, another one of oNiD's partners. Need to check out her store on Etsy. she does some fantastic prints and paintings, doesn't she? She's incredibly talented, and they look fantastic. I think she's gone as far as having a special one signed by Vettel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a claim to fame for sure, or proof of what hard work gets you. And talent. As Drake Cruz crosses the line first and takes P1 from Peters, but only by 700ths.
His age has been confirmed. Apparently, he's 9 years old.
Wow.
No.
Oh, wow. Oh my god.
Who said
So
that?
means
That's, I believe that's his dad.
that's
Wow.
his dad, I think. Yeah.
Okay, that's incredible.
So that means I got beaten by a 9-year-old last week.
I mean, there are some things you don't have to say, Dave. You could have just kept that to
true.
yourself. Now it's live on the stream and everyone knows.
At least it wasn't the other way around, I guess.
That's really, really impressive, though, for a lad of his age to be that quick.
I don't think I could tie my laces at that age, let alone sit in a sim and do that.
I was still eating mud at that age.
Oh, do we not do that now? Mind you,
All right, weird Norfolk.
we, if my other half's cooking, then yeah, it's,
Maybe undercooked sausages.
I might be better. I might be better going in the garden just grabbing a handful of mud.
So, speaking of the devil, Drake Cruz has gone pole, but only by less than a tenth.
Yeah, I'm just watching Bain finish his lap because he is up by 1.1 seconds, and if this sticks, he will be going to pole. Comes out the final corner, right on the edge of the track limits. Wow, and does
does
take
as
pole
well.
with a 44.8. So we're into the 44s.
It's a good lap from Stevie Bain. That's a very good lap.
Yeah, and the track temp as well is it's really getting up. 27 degrees air, 35 track, so it is getting hotter and hotter. So these are impressive times, considering the temperatures. As we watch Mr. B. Rooney come through the final corner in the Porsche. Brave man driving that car. At the final corner, sticks a lap in. Oh, it didn't count. He must have invalidated somewhere. Philly
Yeah, I
comes
think,
around the final corner.
Cars like the Porsche and the Audi and all the cars that quite oversteery naturally are going to be quite good here.
P11, so
the thing
my
is,
prediction
though,
not doing so well so far.
It's a 45-minute race with no mandatory pit stop though, so I'm thinking if these guys are really pushing for quite a while, we might end up seeing some tyre wear here and people start understeering and losing time that way.
So I'm just going to jump on board with Drake Cruz because he is up by almost 3 tenths, which would be enough to take pole off of Mr. Bain. Down to the final few corners. How's the turn in the Lambo? He's just under 4 tenths. It's a provisional pole lap right here.
Yeah, you've also got to keep an eye on Zudu as well, who's currently 6 tenths up as well. Or he's lost a bit of time there, but he's still half a second up. Going to be very tight at the top.
Tell you what, that Lambo looks absolutely planted as he goes across the line. I believe he's going to take pole position. He does by 400ths of a second. So let's jump to Zudu as he comes
6
out of the
tenths up
final
nearly.
corner. And wow, how tight do you want it? Less than a tenth covering the top 3. Who have we got showing green at the moment? So Zach Finney is again coming down to the final few corners. Just over 2 minutes left now in qualifying, so last couple of attempts for most of the drivers.
Mr. Rooney goes pole.
Wow, by 600s. That is so tight. Looks like Zudu has parked it after that lap, so he's happy with what he's done. May not be happy with P4.
I mean, that's super close between the top 4.
Yeah.
He's also 2 tenths up on his current lap as well.
Yeah, he is. We're currently on with Deputa, who is 2 tenths up as well. 2 tenths will jump him up to P8. Can he hold on to it? He's nearly 3 temps up now. He's got Drake Cruz chasing him down in the background. There's someone to make you want to drive a little bit faster. Deputa nearly half a second now. It's just dropped down to 4 temps as he comes into the final corner. Nice tight line from the Audi driver there. And nails the final corner, comes out of there and jumps up to 5th place.
Wow, great effort. That's what I mean. Yeah, you got half a second covering the top 8.
So another one who's been with us for all 3 seasons, Shelton. I don't think anyone's allowed to say his first name other than Adam after the entire episode of that. He is currently in P21, so he'll be looking to improve. But one thing we do need to note is that wonderful livery that he drives with. And you'll notice if you look close enough that on the front corners and the rear, you'll see a certain Mr. Ben 22 Racing's logo. So one of his fantastic liveries, many liveries that he's done. And Ben, Johnny, does pretty much all of the oNiD liveries, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does all of our team liveries. You'll see on Gora that's one of his oNiD team Lexuses. Yeah, he does all of our livery stuff. He does all of my liveries as well. Yeah, he's really good at them. It's a skill. I couldn't do it. Certainly couldn't do it, but he can. He's really good at it.
Yeah, Shelton only improves by about a 10th there.
Yeah, so a bad qualifying there for him. He won't be pleased being down in P21.
Is Zudu the only one who's left on a fast lap?
I believe so.
Yes, he's the only one out. He's the only one out, yeah.
He's currently 10th and a half up.
And we're about to watch this man take pole.
Oh, he's on the auto spin curb and he's lost it. See, look, see, it sounds like I know what I'm talking about. And that has cost him 3 temps, so I believe that will be the lap gone. And it looks like Rooney is going to get pole in the Porsche.
Over a tenth between the top 4 though.
Well, the top 8 are separated by half a second. And that is
Incredible.
it. So guys, qualifying over. We've got some silvers mixing it with the pros as well. We've got Peters, he's got Tuck Gibson in between him and Taylor. Further down we've got Wolf, who has Finney in between himself and Adam D. And then Cammy is down in P16 with her good friend Dan Hyde right behind her.
I think she'll be disappointed with that.
And terrified. with Mr. Dan Hyde.
Mr. You've been hided.
So who are we predicting for the win?
I'm gonna go Stevie Bain.
Ah, you've stolen mine.
So Steve Bain for the win, and in silver?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be brave. I'm gonna go Adam D.
Okay. Dave?
Wow, bold. I'm gonna go with Mr. C. Evans. I've
That was
seen
going to be
some
my
of his pace
choice.
before, and it's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Okay, so with the AMS, Johnny?
Seema, hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah, got to agree with that. I'm going to change my pro prediction to Zudu. As he's been in chat, I'm going to back him.
Okay.
And just before the race starts, everyone bow down. Princess JT is here.
Da, 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 da. I
Oh,
need a
look at
fanfare.
Ben. Ben's just been paid. Look at him, gifting subs galore.
Is that what that noise is? I'm
That's
so
exactly what that noise is.
I'm so intensely watching, like, what I do with ACC Director and making sure
Ben is
everything's
just-
right.
Ben's just gifted subs to WVO, Extreme Beef, Mr. Dan Hyde, Mr. Haas, and Hydronox.
Hold on, Dan Hyde hasn't subbed.
No.
Ah,
Oi, any. Don't kill me, Dan.
Well, I was gonna go through our other partners, and obviously Caden Computers, who is owned by tight-fisted Dan Hyde, who doesn't sub to the oNiD stream. Oh, I can't believe it. I'm actually quite emotional. Fortunately, the guys have started their warm-up laps, so we can get back to the racing and stop tearing Dan Hyde apart for not subbing to the oNiD Twitch channel.
So do you think the guys have clocked that the track temperature has gone down 10 degrees?
I think we will find out in about 10 minutes.
I really hope they have, because that's going to make a massive difference.
By the way, no one can exclamation mark Johnny. This wasn't me that set the server up.
No, it was Alex Parkin,
Is it Mr. Parkin?
the same person that set up the practice server at 40 odd degrees, or the evaluation race. So that was if Mazzano wasn't bad enough on the left hand side of the car, doing it at 40 degrees is an entirely new experience.
The problem is as well, if they haven't changed their tyre pressures, there's no mandatory pit, so that would have been the time where they could have corrected them. But now, yeah, if they have to change the tyre pressures, they're going to have to pit, and they're going to lose a decent amount of time there.
No, and definitely something that is a lot more difficult to do on the warm-up lap when the temperatures drop is warm the tyres up. There'll be a few of them, if they know, who will just be sort of riding the brakes a little bit to get the temperature up in the brakes and therefore warm the tyres up. Not to the levels of what's been going on in iRacing with people running the brakes or riding the brakes. But we're coming through towards the end of the warm-up lap now. Fingers crossed they've had a good driver's briefing and Matt has made it clear that there should be no heroics into turn one.
Is B Rooney actually Willie Black in disguise? His team's Mad Paddy Racing.
Oh.
We had
No, he's on
someone
pole.
off the track there. Someone pulled a Johnny Ash.
Oh, who have we had off track?
BP, who was in sixth, who's now right near the back. He's right at the front of the amps. He's sliding around the second to last corner.
Okay, we've just picked him
catching up. There he is.
And fortunately, ACC allows cars to pass through one another on the warm-up lap. And there he goes. Oh, look at that. That was
smoothly
timed.
It's like the Max Verstappen of Hungary. If you remember him crashing on the outlap to the grid. But we come around the final corner. The cars will now line up. They'll be maintaining 43 miles an hour. I can't do kilometres, but we'll be waiting for the green light to go racing. Who is going to get the jump and who is going to lead into turn one? We are go for the race. Looks like a good start from Rooney as he holds the inside. Further back, we are 3-4 wide.
CV Bain going for a bit of contact there.
Oh, that Lambo picked up at the end of the straight.
All looks fairly clean, a little bit of stoppage.
Oh no, Page in the background.
He has been trained by me.
Bit of door banging there, but yeah, relatively clean turn one.
Oh no, we've got someone round and there's a massive accident in turn two. Oh, we need to be looking. We've got people backwards in the wall.
Oh, that's Mr. Peters, the man that was on pole in silver. That's really unfortunate for him. Wonder what happened there.
It looks like Rooney then has maintained the lead, but Steve Bain's got up into second.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the timing board to...
Unfortunately, Johnny, your mentoring hasn't particularly worked because Sam Page is span again.
Oh,
Unfortunately.
no.
He's got a little way to catch up now.
Just putting it out there, Adam D is currently leading the silver class.
Yeah, so he's managed to survive the chaos at the start.
He's sixth overall. Well done.
And there he is with Zach Finney, who's had a fantastic start as well. He sort of followed Adam through.
Yeah, it says a lot. You can avoid if you can avoid the accidents, there's plenty of places to be made up, especially lap one. As Ben says, Adam will be getting dizzy. Yeah, he is up in the nosebleeds.
So further down. Fortunately, after a couple of spins, Page finds himself at the back. So we'll jump on board with Cammy, who was, wow, that sun's bright, who was caught up in the turn 2 incident at the start. Dan Hyde just behind, and he looks like he's carrying a lot of damage. Yeah, he is. Wow, that is that's a broken M4.
It's a very broken M4.
Oh, Levzevsky. Levzevsky.
Oh, Levzevsky. I just saw a flash of blue. I was like, oh no, it's not
So
Adam.
just catch that. He's
too much of the
curb,
curb.
too much curb, and then he's had a little love tap from Cammy.
Did I see? Yeah, I was going to say, did I see contact there?
Back up at the front.
Got BP in the pit, unfortunately.
So I'm wondering if he was one of the ones that was
Hopefully.
caught up in
Yeah,
the start, but
Get that damage repaired and get back out.
Bain out wide. That might be a track limits just there. So Adam D holding his own in P6.
Yeah, seems to be pulling away a bit from Zach Finney as well. So, and he's got a nice, comfortable, 2.5 second gap back from Evans in second place in silver.
He has. So let's have a look at Drake Cruz. So started P2, dropped the place to Bain. He is currently in an Audi sandwich. Similar cars,
we've got
obviously.
Mr.
Go on, Dave.
Sorry, I was going to say BP's just coming out of the pit now. He's returning to the track, which is
Oh,
good.
Bain's outbraked himself into turn 1. Who's going to get the run? Looks like he's got the traction on the exit. I was going to say very similar cars with the Audi and the Lamborghini.
This is close, really
yeah,
close.
Drake Cruz took a little look into turn 2 there, but realised that it was never going to get done. That's twice now Bain has been very close to track limits. I hope we don't see the little red square pop up next to his name with your initials, Dave.
He is fast becoming the new drive-through Dave. Mazzano, he didn't have the best of times with drive-throughs.
Well, we had Tom Stocks with his stop and goes, which has now been taken by Matt. So,
Yeah. Dave, you might finally get rid of the mantle.
I was going to say, it's not a bad crown to lose.
The problem was in the evaluation last week, I didn't get one in the first race, but I did get one in the second race. So I haven't fully lost it, but it's slowly going.
So further back, it looks like Cammy's dropping back off of Wolf, and I'm wondering if that is partly to do with the damage that she picked up in that turn 2 incident. How Dan Hyde is still going around in that BMW. And holding his own in P13 overall.
Oh, you can see it was...
Yeah, it's just once the M4 picks up damage on the rear, it is near on undrivable.
You've really got to adjust your driving. You've sat there, you've practiced for an hour, 2 hours, and you've done quali, and as soon as you get into the race, you take damage, and the entire feel of the car changes. So he'll be in an adjustment period at the moment.
He will, and he's got the leader of the AM class, Gora, who has got his way past Simmer. Coming down into turn 1. I was expecting that Lexus to be faster, but he's got damage as well. He's got a few scuffs on the car, so...
Yeah, I think if Dan's sensible here and using experience, he'll just let the leader of the AM class go through. No point holding him up.
Who is that out wide in the Audi there?
Mr. Zulu. Looks like he's got the fastest lap of the race.
So no, Zulu's got the fastest lap, but there was someone behind looked like they were having some real issues as Anna D comes up on the McLaren of... Who was that, did we say? BP. So obviously the blue flag rule in this racing is very much the standard GT blue flag rule. Whoa, there's that Audi again. As Adam decides to go around the outside round there, I'm sure that was woken him up a bit. But yeah, the blue flag rule, so it's not for the slower cars to just dive off track and move out of the way. It is for the faster car to make the move happen safely. we hope that it happens into the braking zone at the end of the straight. But a difficult track, especially when you start hitting sector 2, Johnny and Dave, where trying to get past a slower car, yeah, not the easiest.
No, it's because it's so fast and sweeping. It's really difficult. If you're following someone, you get a little bit of aero wash, and it can really unsettle your car. So you have to be really careful into sector 2. But by the time, if you get a good run out of sector 3, and like I said, down the pit straight, you can get that move done safely on the straight, or like you said, into the braking zone into turn 1.
So we jump on the front of Bain's car.
B Gora facing the wrong direction.
Oh, the leader of.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Not sure what's happened there.
Oh, and that car is
He's hit the
ready
wall
for the
pretty
scrap.
hard, it looks like.
Ready for the scrapyard. So has he hit the AstroTurf on the exit of the final corner and spun it
I'm
into
just
the wall?
looking in his cockpit, and his steering wheel is still straight when he's going in the straight line, so his steering hasn't been affected. Yeah, that looks like a chunky bit of damage.
Noticing the gap from to second place and Silver's coming down, so Adam is being caught up by Evans as well.
He is, but Evans has got a pro driver in between both of them, and it looks like Adam is able to hold his own over Zach.
Yeah, it's been a nice little gap there. We're extending the gap that was there.
So they've must have a little bit of battle, because that actual gap's just now extended from 1.4 seconds, but down to up to 2.3 seconds back to Evans. So the more that Evans and Finney are battling, the more that Adam allowed to be able to scamper away.
And that is something that obviously we allowed in the rookies now, which is the multi-class racing. Especially when you see someone in Adam's position who, in silver, is running P6 overall. And I think we had it, didn't we, with I think it was in the first season, wasn't it? We noticed it with Felix Ingerheden. He was in the silver class and sort of running in the top 3 overall, and questionably having to give up a podium overall, even though he still would have won in class.
Yeah, we saw it as well with Stevie Bain last year.
Yeah,
he was up in silvers and was
Speaking of Stevie Bain, he's had a bit of an issue. He spanned towards the end of the lap, and he's dropped back a couple of places. Him and Rooney were putting a gap away.
Tons of damage.
Great cruise. Yeah, he went into the barrier. I think it was the right-hander before the penultimate corner. He just literally slid across the track. He just completely lost traction, and that was it. So
right.
wall.
Do you think the drivers are struggling with the slightly cooler temperatures, with the track not offering as much grip?
Is it a case of he's not, modified his tyre pressures, and they're a bit low, because we know that it's the lower pressures that cause you to slide in ACC. So yeah, maybe that is the case.
So obviously, for those of you watching, you will notice the little purpley pink square next to Rooney's number 1. That is indicating that he currently has the fastest lap of the race, and that fastest lap is a 1:45.1. Which is an excellent time.
That makes it sound like he's put enough fuel in for the entire race, which is what we would expect without having a mandatory pit. So
yeah, the amount of time you would lose here is just not worthwhile.
Yeah.
So someone who is going steady P5 overall is Tuck Gibson in the McLaren, but he is now going to start reeling Bain in with the damage. So I expect him to see move up to P4 before the end of the race. And as we go and check in here, we've got Mr. Evans behind Zach, who's struggling to get past. The issue Evans is going to have here is that M4 doesn't really have fantastic top end, and the Audi is just incredible on acceleration and top end. So it's going to be a case. The only way I see him getting past is if Finney makes a mistake.
Either that, or they both catch Adam.
You just see Adam there launching over the curb.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have reeled him in by a couple of attempts on this lap, so maybe just a drop in concentration from Adam. He may have just missed an apex.
That's it now. He's had a great first 12 minutes, but there's still 32 minutes to go. He's got to keep that concentration up.
Just want a quick shout out to the main man, Sam Page, who's worked his way back up from dead last to 24th.
Oh,
very nice.
We have Wolf in the pits with major damage
in
front of that car.
That's big damage on that car.
And there is the aforementioned Page in the Bentley, the very green Bentley. Has he got a bit of damage on there as well?
Yeah, it looks
his
like
lights were flickering as he. It's hard to tell with the Bentley, isn't it? Most of the time when you hit the Bentley, it goes faster.
Yeah, the wall end up's looking worse.
Oh no, we've sniped him.
Yeah, I've sniped
Okay,
him.
that one would be
and to
too
be fair,
good.
he is what the Rookies is about. This is his first proper league race. He's only been on ACC for probably a month, so this is what the Rookies are about. He's learning his craft and learning how to set up a car, and he's still going. He's holding his own.
So it looks like Bain is adjusting to the damage he's got, because he's actually now going faster than his personal best by just over a tenth. And like you were saying, Dave, it's one of them things, isn't it? When the car has got damage, if it's not worthy of pitting, you do have to adjust your driving style.
Absolutely, yeah. I was just going to say, breaking news, we've got Van der Molen in the pit. He seems to have been disqualified.
Oh.
I wonder if he's sped through the pit as he's gone to pit for damage or something. We don't know.
That is odd.
He didn't catch it, but yeah, that's really unfortunate. And that ends his race.
So back up at the front, Rooney is now over 3.5 seconds ahead of Drake Cruz, who has big company in Zulu in P3. But as I was mentioning earlier, the Lambo and the Audi, same engine, and
Yep.
very similar chassis as well. I think it's just the top bit that goes on, isn't it, really, that differentiates the cars. But again, this is going to be another one of these situations in where does he make the move with a similar car?
Well, Koala UK in chat saying it was a disqualification for speeding in the pits.
Ah, okay.
And Stevie Bain
Also
saying he's got a skill issue.
Yeah, I mean, he's typing in chat while he's racing. That's
a skill in itself.
Ah, he's learned that
yeah.
from me when I was clearing my penalties in the evaluation race while I was racing. To which Johnny then decided to disqualify me about 2 metres from the line.
Absolutely.
I won't say what I said when he did it.
I have to agree with Drake Cruz's dad, MIR Diddy. I do love the sound of the Audi in the Lambo.
Oh, they're definitely...
It was the one thing that it took me towards the Audi. That was
Bain with a drive-through.
Oh no, he's got that through that chicane.
That's because he's trying to type in the bloody stream while he's racing.
Yeah.
Drive-through Bain has quite a nice ring to it.
Drive-through Bain.
I'll happily hand over the reins to drive through Bain.
As you can see him there in the background. So this is going to promote Adam D up to P5 overall. But just on that, Evans has got past Zach.
Yeah, and he's caught a second up since getting past Zach as well. So Adam's going to be under threat, I would think, in a couple of laps' time.
So Johnny, you know Adam quite well. Where do you think his head's going to be at with this? Is he going to look at Evans and go, "You're clearly a lot faster than me, I'm going to let you go and focus on a P2," or is he going to fight for sort of over 25 minutes?
I think he'll fight for as long as he can. The problem that Adam will have is if he fights, Faher's not far away for third in class, so it's how much time they're going to lose. I think he'll fight as much as he can, and I think eventually he may see fit to let him go through and try and just tag onto the back of him, and try and retake the position. It could end up being quite a nice battle towards the end of the race.
Oof, Evans gets out very wide coming around there.
So it looks like Steve Bain's come out of the pits in 12th. is
Hasn't
unfortunately,
opted to fix.
He's now on the back of G pieces.
Oh, well, of course he wouldn't have fixed the damage because it was a drive-through, so he literally just had to go through pit lane at 30 miles an hour. Quite a long pit lane, Hungary as well.
Certainly not the worst, but yeah, it's quite long.
No, it's not up there with Spa and Mazzano. So, just behind Bain, we've got Dan Hyde, who is still somehow plugging away in that very broken BMW, and he's got Taylor behind him
Just
in the NSX.
Just want to answer a question in chat. When I say a question, I think Guido Games 5 might be Van der Molen. He's saying 3 DNS for speeding in pit lane. I don't know what I do wrong. Just if you're going to get a straight disqualification for speeding in the pit lane, it means you're speeding way too much. If you only speed a little bit, you'll get a drive-through. If you speed a bit more, it's all kind of relative. I don't know the exact numbers in miles or kilometers per hour, but yeah, if you speed a lot, then it goes to a stop-go, and then it'll be a disqualification. So yeah, you just make sure you're down in first before you get to that marker.
Oh no, that's tight! Wow.
Dan's not giving up with that very damaged M4 either.
No, and I can't see how he's going to hold an NSX off with the straight line speed that has.
Giving him a squeeze.
Going for the switch.
We know the braking on the M4 is ridiculous.
Looks like he's got that done.
Depends if Dan goes for the dive here.
It's Dan.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, he's gone for it.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
dear.
he's punted him wide. Oh dear.
Not good. He's out of hiding. Unlucky Taylor.
Welcome to oNiD.
We all experienced them once.
Yep. It's a rite of passage.
This one could go on for quite some time.
Oh, Dan,
and
oh, so we've got Zudu just passing Drake Cruz coming up to the final corner.
wow, yeah, he's got that done.
so let's jump back and see how he's done that. So quite a way back. So Drake Cruz losing it through the fast right-hander. And it looks like Zudu's gone for the dive down into here. Placed the car nicely on the inside. And the move is done. So I'm wondering if Zulu was being held up a little bit by Drake Cruz because he was stuck on the tail of him since the start of the race. Can he make any impression on Rooney?
He's got a 5-second gap to make up. Oh, we've got a car in front of Zudu that's well off track. Ferrari.
And that
is
Like a Van der Veen, maybe?
No, it's Lazewski.
Oh, is he going to get out of the way?
Hopefully he does.
Uh-oh.
Kind of parking it on the apex.
All the places you
Oh,
don't
there
want
you
to
go.
be. There he
There you
goes.
go.
So he does make the effort to move. Kind of a hard one, isn't it? Because coming out of that fast left-hander, if you park your car anywhere, you could be hit.
You don't want to throw it to the left because you want to be predictable. So I mean, yeah.
No, he done a good job. Good job there.
Yeah, not bad.
So just
I'll just see the gap to Adam is a lot less than 2/10 now, so this is a real good battle.
yeah, we've just jumped onto that. So
I think Van der Veen, as we were speaking of him in the other Ferrari, he's not doing too bad. He's after saying that he wasn't enjoying the Ferrari. He is 8th in class, but there are 5 other drivers behind him. He's doing pretty well.
Yeah, no, it's good. And Hiker messaged me in between the quality of the race and said, "Oh, yeah, I want to change my car, and I'm going to change my car." And I said, "That's fine, but just stick with it for this race, and you see how you get on with it." And the good thing with Hiker is he's still going, and he's making places. So that's Dan
as
Hyde
Dan Hyde picks up a drive-through.
So Mr. Taylor did get past Dan again. Not sure whether he's now past Debuta as well.
Yeah, Debuta having a difficult race.
Yeah.
Sort of showed.
Where did he qualify? 5th, 6th?
Well, last season
It's
he was one of the ones that was showing some good pace. So I know a lot of them have changed to different cars this season. So, for example, Bain is in the Audi, who was in the Aston beforehand.
I know Deputa was in the Audi last season as well. He's stuck with it for this one.
Drake Cruz is keeping Zulu honest. So even after the mistake, he's gathered himself and he's got his head back down to pressure Zulu till the end of the race.
Gap to Rooney ahead, still 4.7, so they must be doing very similar lap times.
Yeah, you're sort of wondering at this point, Rooney's pulled out nearly 5 seconds. Is he just sort of maintaining that now? It's a comfortable gap.
Oh, it's opened up actually, 5.3 now, yeah, so it's put half a second on them in the last couple of laps. Maybe Zulu's feeling the pressure.
Can't believe we're only halfway through the race. Action all over the place. Seen that Evans has got really close up to Adam again.
Yeah, and all the time now with them battling, it's bringing Zach closer and closer as well. You'll see just in the background there, in the 369 Audi, Verheer will be looking ahead to this and hoping that these guys continue to battle for a little bit longer, just allowing him to close up. But Adam, I must admit, Adam is driving incredibly well. Very consistent, you know, holding the right lines and using the advantages that the Lexus has down the straight. He's pulling enough gap just to make sure that Evans can't throw one up the inside into turn 1 and driving them very sensibly.
Oh, we've got Element Future in the chat saying Lewin just got punted by another driver. He's unfortunately in the pits. Must have been an RTG job. Must have been quite a bad crash. It's really unfortunate for him.
Oh, Evans has got a good run out of here, and he is very close. Adam loses the rear a little bit of the car into there, but gathers it up again, and the acceleration of that Lexus just destroys the BMW.
Yeah, the corners will be where the BMW can get close, but then, like I said, the acceleration out.
It's just so late on the brakes. I mean, obviously you've recently switched to using the M4, Johnny, and that was one of the things that you said straight away was just you've had to like relearn all of your braking points.
Yeah, massively. Like even the Bentley, you can brake really late in, but in the M4 you can brake even later. So it almost comes to a dead stop. So it does take some learning, but I'm really enjoying the M4. It's a really nice car.
Good. So up at the front, Rooney has pulled out to 5.8 now from 4.7, so he is not letting up. And he now has the fastest lap with a 1:44.7, so just getting quicker and quicker. Which in itself is a great effort with the Porsche, because obviously with the fuel tank in the front, as the fuel comes out of this car, it does almost become like a pendulum. Oh, he's wide out of there. He's got to watch he doesn't pick up a drive-through. Oh, Drake Cruz getting very close to the back of Zulu there. Through the chicane. And it looks like this is going to be one that goes on until the end of the race.
Just seen Chris Evans just got past Adam, but Adam's gone round the outside.
Oh. Let's go back and watch that. So Adam outbraked himself into turn 2. Oh, a little bit of contact.
Yeah.
Adam takes all of the curb through there, causes Evans to run out onto the AstroTurf. Gives him a flash of the lights. Good old Adam. And then Evans wide again, and then into here. Did he give him the position back?
No, I think Adam's just... You can get a really good run out of that if you go wide and go around the outside, and he's obviously in that Lexus as well, the pickup on the accelerator.
Okay, so I think Evans just flashed Adam. Who knows what we're missing there, but up at the front the gap is back down to 4.8. So he's really made a little bit of a mistake on that lap.
Roger not saying he thinks Evans gave it back and flashed Adam to apologise.
Yeah, it did look like he sort of stepped on the brakes very early into there. Great driving if he's managed to pull that off and not lose a place to Finney just behind.
In the Twitch chat, we've got someone saying go Parman Jensen. Yeah, in actual fact, Parman Jensen is leading AM class at the minute, so he's really, he's managed to get past Torn and Seema to be leading that AM class.
Torn right on his back.
He's a DSRT driver. We have a few of them race with us. Bradley Burgett is a DSRT driver. We've had Zvonimir Burek. He also is a DSRT driver. So a few of them guys race with us. So it's good to see more of them.
I was going to say Simmer, who we had predicted to win out.
Oh, 16 disqualified. Speeding in the pit lane.
Oh no.
That's Sam Page.
No.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh. When did you teach him that? I thought it was just crashing on the warm-up laps that you were offering.
Thank you.
Oh, and look at this. Rooney's had an incident somewhere. He's got damage.
He's had an incident, but he doesn't seem to have lost any time.
Well, he was 5.8 ahead. The gap's now come down to 4.6.
Not sure if the ever-growing pressure of Drake Cruz behind Zulu is getting to him. This is sticking right with him.
So
I think he's dropped behind about half a second back.
Oh, the gap's down to 4.2. They're reeling him in. 16 minutes to go.
Yeah, that damage will be hurting that Porsche as well.
On the front, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if that damage is affecting the way he's cornering, then
now,
that's sort of the one advantage the Porsche has at this track, is that it's so good through the corners.
If Drake Cruz's dad is listening still, and hasn't already, now would be a good time to say, just hold the station. We're going to come up to the back of Rooney. Let's get past him and then let's make the attack. Or wait for Zudu to get up to Rooney and look for an opportunity when he goes for a move to get past as well. But Rooney is struggling. He's 0.8 of a second down on this lap.
Yeah, the live gap's 4.3.
Is it going to be over the line?
4.2.
So maybe the Porsche not getting hurt so much in the final sector. But they did take a massive chunk of time out of him into sector 1 as we've got a slower car ahead. And Rooney...
He's got a couple of back markers ahead. In fact, there's sort of 5 in the same sector as him, just ahead.
Oh wow!
This could really affect the race.
Yeah.
And with a damaged car, he's going to find it harder to get past anyway. So that Audi in front
anyway, because ain't got no straight line speed.
No, that Audi ahead has got some massive damage.
You're going to let him go.
He does.
Don't turn in. Nah, that's good. That's good stuff.
That's really the best way to do it, given the corners that are coming up.
But the gap behind 3.8, so they've taken 4.10 in the first sector. And he's now coming up on Gora in the Lexus.
I see the battle for first in silver still going on as well. Evans is still only a 10th behind Adam, so I bet Adam's sweating.
Rudy gives him a little flash and Gora lets him pass, so nice driving there.
And I think that is exactly what we ask of our drivers as well, and what we try and teach the guys in rookies as well. Flash your lights, let them know you're coming past. Get it done safely in the corner. Job's good and safe under blue flags. Really good stuff there from Rooney and Gora.
So the gap down to 3.6, so they are closing, but not quite quickly enough.
I think. Just watching the live stream.
Yeah, 3.3.
So if you're Drake Cruz now, are you motoring to get to the back of Zudu to put yourself into the best position to try and potentially overtake for the win towards the end?
Yeah, I would say Drake Cruz needs to sort of just be a little bit closer to Zudu. Not enough to slow him down and make him think that he's got to drive defensive, but just in case if he does get close enough to Rooney to make a move, Drake Cruz is there to pick up from any mistakes. So, but who knows? We're getting on into the race now. Tyres are starting to become a factor, and it looks like Drake Cruz needs to make his way past the Lexus very quickly, and it looks like Gora's gone into the corner. Drake Cruz flashing the lights, and Gora moves over.
He's just got to drive through. Yeah.
He's diving straight into the pits.
Best way to do it.
So Zudu now 2 temps up. And the gap down to 2.8. I think Zudu can smell blood here. He knows he's reeling the gap in.
Oh no! Adam's had a big off somewhere.
Oh no.
He's dropped down to 12th. About to drop down to 13th. Nope, still in 12th. He's holding that.
Yeah, so that's Taylor, who was pushing his way past Dan Hyde earlier, or getting pushed out of the way by Dan Hyde, whichever way you want to.
Just going to check the replay for what happened there.
Looks like he's got a lot of damage, or something is really slowing that car up. He's missed his braking point there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, looks like he's had a bit of contact with Mr. Evans. And he's ended up spinning because of it. That's really unfortunate. That's a first in class as well. He's had to wait quite some time as well because there's quite a lot of traffic coming.
Oh God.
Yeah, that's really unlucky.
So now he is battling for position, but we need to get back to the front because the gap is coming down more and more. You'll see Zudu just behind. Drake Cruz now 2.2 off the back of Zudu, so I'm wondering if Drake Cruz's tyres are starting to give up a little bit on him. Oh, he's just been held up by an M4 as well. And this is going to be really affecting his race as he gets very close to the M4.
Haskell.
Yeah, Haskell.
Oh no! An opportunity there to allow the move to happen, and Drake Cruz.
All right, this is very neat. He's just gone wide there. He should be, backing off.
Yeah.
And he's deciding
Not
to
gonna-
battle
he's
him.
gonna cause
Oh
anything.
dear.
Yeah, not something we like to see, and so I'm sure something the coaching team will be picking up.
Yeah, and that's cost Drake Cruz 2.4 seconds to Zudu, so it's now starting to wonder if he's actually going to catch up Rooney with the damage.
So really, this battle's going to become between Zudu and Rooney. I know Zudu's coming across the line. The gap has increased a little bit. It's currently at about 1.6 seconds. As they cross the line, yes, at 1.6. So
Fantastic development this is.
we did say the traffic would be holding Rooney up. And he has got 3 more cars in front of him as well in the last 10 minutes.
Still got Artorn behind Palmer and Jensen, about a second and a half. That gap seems to be staying relatively stable. That's for the lead in AM. Chris Evans, is it Chris? I don't know if it is Chris. It's just an assumption. We'll call him Chris. He's got.
Oh, don't
quite
do that.
a decent gap to Taya.
So yeah, he's got a comfortable gap.
So does the Aston get out of the way? It does, so that just makes it even easier for Zudu.
Shout out to Heike van der Veen as well. He's worked his way up to 17th and he's currently 7th in class.
And Cammy's had a good race, up to P8 overall.
Yeah, that's P6 in class as well. So
After getting
staying
caught
out
up in the incident at turn 2 at the start, obviously made a position after Adam was caught up with Evans.
Yeah, we've got MIR Diddy in chat saying blue flag with a grimacing face. Which,
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Yeah, there was plenty of opportunity there to move over or just, allow the move to happen without diving out of the way. But maybe sometimes I think people, they hear the blue flag rule and they take it a little bit too literal that they don't have to jump out of the way. But Rooney up at the front, pulling the gap on Zudu. So
you say that the live gap's just come down to 1.4 again, so
Zudu now
Just
coming
about to say maybe-
now coming up to lap Dan Hyde.
Maybe
we're all with you.
he's adjusted to the
Oh, he's
just
out
to the damage
wide
that he's got.
again. Dan Hyde just holding that tight line through there. And he
Gonna let
moves
him go.
over.
Please let him go.
He does just.
Yeah.
that's going to hold up Zudu as well.
He's
Hold
little-
out of the way
Letting
for
Zudu
Zudu.
go. Yeah, we're good. Good stuff.
That
Hopefully
gap
people
now.
see these two coming through and realise that it's for the lead of the race. So
Yeah, that gap's down to a second as well. You can see it in the same picture on track now.
I'm wondering if Zudu is having to ease off because he's on 3 track warnings. And that's why the gap is sort of fluctuating up and down.
Maybe it's a possibility. We don't know how many track warnings he's on, but unless he's trying to maintain the tyres for a little bit for 5-10 minutes, trying to make sure he can have that last push towards the end.
yeah, Rocket Man's in chat saying really hoping that Zulu doesn't get too aggressive with it and make a big mistake to cost him a podium, which is totally right. But at the same time, Rooney could do the same. That's what Zulu's hoping for, really. Rooney makes any sort of small mistake, goes wide on a corner, loses the back end a little bit. He's there. He's going to be there waiting to pounce.
Adam D is struggling now. I'm wondering if that spin has just sort of lit up his tyres a little bit too much. Taylor in the NSX getting very close through the middle sector there.
Is the NSX's top end similar to the Lexus? I heard it's quite good in a straight line, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd say
wondering.
they're probably quite similar in straight line speed.
I just wonder whether Taylor's going to make the move down the start finish. He's in quite a good position to do so.
Yeah, he's been tucked up behind Adam for a few laps now, so I would assume he's had a couple of opportunities onto the start finish straight. Let's jump to the helicam and see. He's wow. Okay, so I think we're maybe about to see a move.
Let's go to the outside. We see the switcheroo.
See, and the thing is, as soon as that Honda pulls out of the draft, I think that's where it struggles.
Yeah.
He looks like a setup. Adam's going to cover the inside.
Yeah,
If he
as
can
long
get
as Adam
alongside on
holds
the
the
outside.
inside here, should be okay. He's
Round the
going
outside
round,
for
he's
Taylor.
going round. Not quite. Oh, he's,
Not quite alongside.
Oh,
Yeah.
sensible driving there. Because
Yeah,
that
he's
would have
backed off a
resulted
little
in
bit.
an accident for both of them. There's Finney's in the pits. Finney's in the pits.
Oh, he's just gone into the chat saying he's just run out of fuel.
No.
Oh no.
Flash and dash sends Zach straight back out then, but
So I've F's in the chat.
we can do him an oNiD F, I think, somewhere. We've got one.
So just under 5 minutes to go now. And it looks like Rooney, if he can keep it all together, has got this one won. I mean, he's deserving of it. He's led from the start. I'm not sure what happened to cause the damage on the front of his car, whether he got caught up with a back marker. He is out wide again there. This is always that bit where you hold your breath that someone might get a drive through in the last couple of minutes. Johnny?
Thank you.
It looks as though the leading that gap's opened out to 2.5 seconds here, so maybe Palmer Johnson secured that win there. We'll see how he goes over the next few minutes. Should only be
Stevie Baines just managed to put an F in chat while driving. Fair play.
Where is Bain now? Is he?
He's worked his way back up to ninth. And
ninth.
6th.
9th and closing up on Peters, but unfortunately the 2 cars ahead of him are not for position in class.
No, Cammy's the next car in class, and she's up into 6th and 5th overall. So it's a good effort from Cammy, that.
Yeah, coming up to lap Wolf in the BMW, who we saw in the pits earlier with severe damage on the front of the car. Back at the front, the gap's under a second.
It is, yeah, it's 8/10 with what, 2 laps to go?
Yep, and I tell you what, if that Audi is close enough to the Porsche coming onto the start-finish straight, they'll get that move done. It looks like he just had a little lock-up into turn 1 then. And Rooney is really pushing in the Porsche. It looks like Rooney's been struggling through sector 1, so I expect the gap to come down to about 0.3, 0.4.
It's currently at 0.5 as they come into this corner. I'm just watching it on the live time, and yeah, half a second then between these two.
As the cars start to light up in the night sky. Always think this sim looks incredible at night time.
Yeah. It does, with the little sparks come out the back of the cars as well there. It all just looks so nice. This will be a really important part of the track for Zulu then. If he can keep on the tail of Rooney through the fast flowing corners of sector 2.
Looks like he's getting closer.
Yeah, the gap's down to 0.4. Like you said, Jimbo, if he can do it onto the keep this gap up until the pit straight, he can get that move done into turn 1. Try at least. He's probably got
Porsche has just got away from him a little bit through there.
Yeah, gap's at 0.7.
He definitely needs to be sort of 0.2, 0.3 coming onto the start-finish straight to even attempt the pass, but that Porsche through the corners is really good. He's pushing. He's out wide there.
Really wide, yeah.
Gap back up to 0.7. So go over the line then.
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now.
70.
Give me time again.
He's going to have one shot at this.
I don't see him getting it done. I think the Porsche is too strong.
This is their final lap now.
And gap's down to 0.3. The first sector seems to be Zudu's strongest sector of the race. So it's going to have to be really close. Where would you rather go here?
I'd say I'd be looking to set the Porsche up out of the fast right, down before the last few corners, and then just put the car on the inside.
I'm still at 0.3.
Tuck Gibson in the pits. He must have run out of fuel.
Oh no! That
He's
means
still
it's going to be a
moving.
position for Cammy as well.
I wonder what's happened there.
So a few more corners then. The gap is still at 0.3.
Oh, he's got
Getting very shaky.
nap on just out of there.
Yeah, Porsche seems strong in these last couple of corners.
I'm not sure he's close enough.
Oh no, he's picked up a stop go. As we flick the camera onto Rooney as he comes around the final couple of corners, it looks like he's managed to do enough to hold off Zulu in the Audi, even with the damage. At one point he had a lead of 5.8 seconds as we picked up a drive-through for Peters as well on the final lap. Rooney comes out of the final corner to take the first win of the season. Rooney crosses the line from Zulu, and that is your top 2 there. Drake Cruz, he comes over the line to take P3. Started off well with the pace, but seemed to drop off a little bit at the end there, finishing 10 seconds behind. Evans comes down to the final few corners. He is going to take the win in silver. Quite
No, it's
comfortably.
right, No, it's Adam D's going to be battling Ryan Davis for what probably will be 3rd in silver.
Adam's actually passed Davis.
Just got past him, yeah, I've just seen
Oh,
that.
they're all coming together.
And Mr. Peters ahead has just got a drive.
Oh,
as well,
no.
so
We've got a
that's
spin.
another position for Adam.
The Honda and Ryan Davies have come together, and that has allowed the Puta to come through as well. So Adam, with Peters having a drive-through that he's not going to be able to serve on the final lap, he picks up a 30-second penalty, and Adam D is going to take P3, and that is probably damage limitation after leading for so long and being caught up with Evans to come away with a podium. As we go down to Palmer Jensen, who
he's got a solid. He's gone wide, but he's got a solid 4-second gap.
Yeah, I think he's just let Lewin through there. Palmer Jensen comes out of the final corner and he takes the win in the AM class. Torn comes home. The two of them have got. Oh, they've been lapped, haven't they? That's why they're in the pits already. So,
What a race.
yeah.
Fantastic race.
Great
Hopefully we'll hear from Adam as well. Be a good recovery drive for him.
You've got confirmation from Drake Cruz's dad saying he'd messed up the pressures, which I thought might have been the case. Even over the course of the race, the track dropped a couple of degrees, so if you weren't accounting for that, you might have been in trouble.
Yeah, so we do in fact have Adam. I know Jimbo's setting up the highlights from the race for everyone who's joined us late. So Adam, got a bit disappointed with a third, but a podium's a podium.
Yeah, I won't say anything about what happened. I shall let race director and the instant panel look at that one. Yeah, to be honest, I've kind of come out of it feeling still pretty pleased because the first lap was like Moses parting the way for me. Just everyone just went boing, 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 and I just went straight through the middle of it all and didn't get a single touch of anything, which was great. And then, yeah, I was going to fight it all the way, see if I could hold on to it. Obviously, what happened, and I lost it. But yeah, it was relentless charge towards the end. Number one, to hold Taylor off, and two, to try and catch Ryan. And yeah, I almost got him into T1 on the final lap, but it didn't quite. He defended it really well. Then we got round to the chicane, and I got just up the inside of him, but I just mind punted him, and yeah, he ran wide at the chicane, and I got through. So yeah, damage limitation, as Jimbo said.
Did you think you'd be on the podium after qualifying, or were you pleasantly surprised?
A bit. I'm not going to say I thought I would be on the podium, but I thought there was always a chance. I do always tend to do a little better in the races than I do in qualifying. So yeah, I was just hopeful of keeping out of trouble at the start and seeing what happened from there, and that's exactly what happened. So yeah, I mean, it would have been amazing to take the win, but I'll take the third.
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed because I actually picked you for the win.
I know you did. I was listening to the stream.
Yeah, and it was my selection that managed to get the win in the end, unfortunately. However means necessary, it seems. But
I think you've done really well, Adam. I mean, you know, you got through, as you say, with the professional term, boing, 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 into to the lead of the silver class. But you looked solid. You know, you were pulling away from Zach, who is in the pro split. So yeah, I guess kind of, you know, it was looking like potentially a P2 when Evan started to get onto the back of you. So P3 after a spin and having to wait, not so bad.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I am still frustrated with what happened, and I'm sure you'll see it at some point. But you know, there was nothing intentional there, but it's still one of those things that's really frustrating. So yeah, I mean, it was a good 12 minutes, not that I was counting, that I had managed to hold him off in close company. You know, getting out the final corner in the Lexus was good. You know, I was just so focused on apex and getting the throttle down, you know, onto the straights. I thought if I could do that and keep the gaps there, then I'd be all right. I started to really struggle through turn 2, and I think that's where it just caught Evans out, that I was a bit slower than him through there. Yeah, I think overall I can be pretty pleased with tonight's work.
Yeah, definitely a lot
Although
of positives to take
dripping in
away.
sweat. It's 32 degrees in the shed tonight, so yeah, I'm a sweaty boy.
I'm starting to think that you should really have the Wish Jimmy nickname within oNiD, seeing as you sit in a shed
I am the shed dweller now.
and race. Yeah, so I mean he's stepped it up a gear now. So
Yeah, he's allowed back in the house.
but all in all, Adam, your first race in the rookies league. Enjoy it. Haven't commentated and streamed for a couple of seasons now.
Yeah, it didn't disappoint. Yeah, it was really good. It was interesting watching the qualifying with you boys commentating on it, because the pros were just so close up at the front. Yeah, no, it was great stuff from the rookie series. So exactly what I expected. I am going to have to sprint off because I have a poorly partner to go and look after.
Sprint? Wow.
Great.
You don't sprint anyway.
Let me rephrase. I have to waddle off now to go and help her out. But by the
Before
way,
you
guys,
go, do you want
Yeah.
to do a quick plug for tomorrow?
Oh, is it Friday tomorrow?
It is.
Yes. So
It's normally
tomorrow
what
night
happens after Thursday.
Yeah, thanks for that. God, I so almost saw them. Tomorrow night is the first round of the Jimmy Broadbent powered by oNiD 2.4 series on ACC, streamed by yours truly and Mr. Johnny Ashley. So the dream team reunited on the stream team, and we will be here tomorrow night bringing you all of that action.
Fresh off our Next Level Racing broadcast on was it Tuesday?
Which has just hit 20,000 views.
Yeah, that means 20,000 people have seen our Oakley mugs. But we have got a special guest tomorrow joining us on comms. We have a real life race driver. We have Mr. Will Dendy joining us tomorrow.
Very
So
nice.
Mr. Will Dendy is going to be joining us tomorrow for some comms. So everyone, make sure you give that a watch. 59 teams battling around Suzuka, night race, GT3s, GT4s. It's going to be an amazing event.
It certainly is. I'm going to go and look at a message that I've just received from Ryan Davies, because I think it's going to be full of expletives, and then I'm going to go waddle off and look after my partner. But I think you have Cammy to replace me.
An upgrade.
Excellent.
Bye.
Wow. Bye, Adam.
Upgrade. Fuck, go back.
Right.
Dammy. Solid.
Yeah. It was a messy start for everybody.
It was a messy start, yeah, we did see that. Are you pleased that you looked fairly settled? And one big thing with GT3 racing is consistency gets results, and it seemed to work that way for you this evening.
Yeah. I kind of want to say, well, I don't know whether I should say sorry or not, because at the beginning, I think a Red Bull Ferrari, they were kind of already starting to spin round in front of me, and then they braked on a kink where you don't brake, and I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to Luziski.
Yeah, we picked that up on the stream, and they took an awful lot of curb on the inside of the right hander, which caused the car to unsettle. I think it then was just a case of, they dabbed the brakes, and like you say, it's not somewhere where you would expect someone to dab the brakes,
No,
which obviously
they
caused you to sort of rush up to the bumper and give them a little tap, but it kind of looked like the car was heavily unsettled already, so I would say don't feel that you were at fault or to blame for that one.
I was a bit worried because they were braking on the apex of every corner, and a couple of times, I think the lap before, I nearly went up the back of them, and Dan, who had a really damaged car, caught me up by 2 seconds purely because I had to sort of come to a dead stop to avoid hitting Lujiski. But yeah, in the last 4 laps, I turned all my HUD off with the split times, and the last I saw I was 9th, and then suddenly in the last 3 laps I went from 9th to 5th. How did that happen?
It was a stop go, I think, for someone, and a drive through for someone. So, yeah, so you picked a couple of positions up there, and then, so yeah, you did really well. I think you ended up 4th in class, so just outside the podium, but 5th overall.
I'll take that. Thank you very much. It was a really great session.
No, well done. Great race and great recovery after
I
Leeds.
must say, it's good to have you out of the comms booth and in a car. You've been threatening it for so long.
Yeah, I've put my money where my mouth is. I did see Adam D facing the wrong way.
Yeah, Adam was unfortunate. He was leading silver class, and it was a bit of a coming together, and he ended up down the order after a spin. He had to wait for all the traffic to go past, but he ended up back on the podium in silver, so he was relatively pleased with that.
I was sort of screaming on the radio to Dan, because Dan said, "Oh, somebody's got a meatball," and I went, "Adam's facing the wrong way! Adam's out!"
Oh, so I think we're about to see... Oh no, this is the one when Adam ran wide and there was a small bit of contact with the BMW, which then followed up with Evans giving him the position back into turn 5. So you can see Adam on the lights there. At least he's mapped that one.
Oh, and he's flashing.
No one needs to see that.
You said about Davies might have some expletives. I didn't have any trouble with Davies. It seemed like
it was
defending
Adam
for me.
I think Adam came up to Davies on the last lap, and there was a bit of a battle between him, Taylor, and Deputa, which resulted in Adam picking up his P3 with Peters in front, getting a drive through.
I saw this lunge in my rearview mirror, and I was thinking, yes, Davies, yes, keep defending for me. Aston siblings.
So it was your first foray into a race with oNiD and first foray into the rookie lead. Did you enjoy it? Did you have fun?
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed myself. From what I saw, apart from like first lap madness, it was all pretty clean. I was scared of Peters catching me up because I thought if he pulls a lunge like that on me, it might go wrong. But no, I really enjoyed myself. I think I was out on my own most of the time.
It looks like this
Good.
one went on for
Really
quite some time.
It did. So that's brilliant. And Jimbo, where are we next week?
Next week we are at, good question, Mr. Rookie's knowing everything's going on at the moment. So round 2 is going to be at Suzuka. So the guys will be following in the footsteps of the Jimmer 2.4 hour. And next week's race is going to be 2 races of 30 minutes. And there is
2 sprints.
There is a mandatory pit stop from the looks of things. Yes, there is.
What, in a 30-minute race?
Yeah.
We'll double check that, but that might be an Alex faux
Yeah. I literally wanted to mention it so that we could blame Alex for something else before we went off air.
I think Alex
So is this where the contact happened between? Oh, it is. And
yeah, we saw that.
Oh God! Wow.
Oh.
De Vroid done incredibly well to avoid Adam, but then put himself in the wall
Yeah.
because of it.
Adam could do. He held the brakes.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, brilliant. Thanks, Jimbo, for streaming.
Yeah, so we'll come away from that for now. But no, really good. Really enjoyed it. Hopefully everything's gone as smoothly as possible for the first round. First time streaming. Literally kind of sat down and learnt it all today. So, yeah, enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a good race. So well done, Cammy. Thank you, Jimbo. And thank you to the lots of you viewers that have joined us tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the racing, and we will definitely be seeing you next week at Suzuka.
Okay, well on that note, as Johnny said, thanks for watching. Next week should be a great one at Suzuka, and plenty more to come with oNiD and with the rookies in the following weeks. Dave, thanks for joining us in comms.
I think Dave slipped off to do the debrief about 20 minutes ago.
I thought he'd fallen asleep. And on that note, take care everyone, good night.